Welcome to Pimp My Setup Highlight Show, episode number 7. Let's dive into the setups. First setup was submitted by Jan. Let's take a further look. One thing that I really would love to see in this setup is definitely getting that triple monitor stand. Eliminate all the stands on the triple monitors on the bottom, and that would open up a lot of space underneath for you to put your remote and random accessories like that.
But definitely posters would be great, especially looks like he's into gaming, so maybe some gaming posters.
But I would definitely work towards a better theme and just kind of make it yours. You know, you have the setup now, get some LEDs, put some personality into it, and really make it yours. In total, Jan walked away with a 72 overall score. Next, let's take a look at James's setup. I just want to jump into the fact that the monitor arrangements, it's very confusing.
I don't like ever having physical space between connecting monitors, and that comes down to my personal preference, but also I feel like when you're switching from one screen to another, it should be a seamless experience.
Yeah.
And if you have a gap, actual physical gap between the monitors, I feel like that definitely takes away from it.
I really hope that this is a dead giveaway and opens a lot of people's eyes that think that when I say out of sight, out of mind, I mean don't have anything on your setup, blah, blah, blah. Like, this guy has nothing on his setup, and that's the problem. It just looks bleh. So don't think out of sight, out of mind means have nothing. It means have what you actually need, and that's it. So who knows? Maybe that's all he actually needs. But I would definitely love to see him do something to make it shine, to give it some life. James walked away with a 29 overall score. Now let's take a look at Ricardo's setup. Theme, yes. But what is the theme? I feel like the theme is more so personal. It's like he's really into sort of Batman, but he's also into Apple, and he showcases that. He's also into that elegant sort of look and modernness, and is that even a word? I don't know, but I feel I feel like he just really put it all together, and I really like that. And I would definitely put the subwoofer underneath.
I totally agree with you. The subwoofer should definitely go underneath the desk, if not for the only reason that it's a subwoofer. If I wanted to be really nitpicky about it, I think the one thing I might change, if I could, would be the chair.
Yeah,
the blue chair just doesn't match the rest of his setup. If he's going for that Apple kind of feel, I would like either a white chair or a black chair, or just not blue, that just doesn't match the rest of what he has. But that's really nitpicky. Ricardo walked away with a 71. Moving on over to Pete's setup. But I think if he could get a bigger desk, maybe sleeker looking. This one looks very traditional in terms of design. Maybe if he gets something a little black or white, you know.
The LEDs on the keyboard, they match the back LEDs, they match your computer. Altogether, it's a very nice little family of LEDs. As far as wires, that bottom left corner, you know, yeah, the right side looks amazing. The left side, whew. But the thing about it is you have that PC there. You have that sort of as the dark area. So really make everything go right behind that PC. Make that your little dark space to put all your wires, and get them away from what we can actually see. Yeah, you might not be able to do a perfect job, but at least feed them through to that back corner. That way you could sort of hide them. Pete finished with a 61. Let's take a look at Joshua's setup. I want to applaud him for having those pieces of wood for, you know, his PC, for his subwoofer and things like that. Definitely don't want to put certain things like that on a carpet. Taking a closer look behind the desk, I believe that's sort of like a cloth of some sorts. That's just right behind, I guess, like staple gun to the desk or something like that. And what that does is it hides the wires. So if you don't have the wires touching the floor, they're not going to see anything. Something I also want to mention that a lot of people don't see at first is if you look in the center or to the left or to the right, you'll see that his speakers are actually mounted to the desk.
I'm not a fan. I feel like from having them mounted, especially so low, the sound that you're going to get out of that is just not going to be as good, in my opinion.
He could have it just on the outskirts of the desk, and he could put the center speaker underneath the middle monitor if he was to get triple monitor mounts. I mean, there are other ways, and I think for now it's not the end of the world. Joshua finished with a 70. In the last setup of the show, Jed, because he's got sort of a workstation to the left, which we have to really think about, because at first Jeff's like, why'd you give him that for out of sight, out of mind? I mean, look at the left side. And I'm like, yeah, but it's his workstation. And then he was, yeah, you had that realization, right?
Yeah, wire management needs a lot of work. I mean, I think you and I would both agree there that there's a lot that can be done to make his setup less of a mess when it comes to the wires. Because if you just look underneath the desk, it's It's a mishmash, crisscross of wires going on around there.
Just grabbing all those monitor cables and putting them into one big strand and tie wrapping them will make such a big difference. Jed finished the show out with a 34. Overall, Jan won the episode with a 72, followed by Ricardo with a 71. Both these setups will move forward for a chance to be entered into the Pimp My Setup Hall of Fame. If you want to watch the full episode, be sure to check out the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the Flippity Flop. Peace.